Hello, and welcome to our assessment presentation. The Keno group consists of myself, Kevin Jones, Tanya McKean, Miriam Garaby, and Taylor Freeman. Keno, Oregon has a rich and interesting history. The town grew from a stage stop and ferry crossing along the Ashland-Klamath Falls route. It was named after the postmaster's family dog Keno in 1877. Prior to being known as Keno, the town was known as Plevna and as Whittle's Ferry, which was named after the ferry that carried passengers across the Klamath River prior to the bridge being built. In the 1880s, lumber capitalists looked to Keno and opened many sawmills in the area. The community flourished, with many timber workers calling Keno home during the Great Depression, as Weyerhaeuser opened its doors in 1929. One resident who grew up in Keno recalled receiving extra gasoline vouchers during World War II due to the log truck her father drove. The Keno Cemetery also provides clues about the area's rich history, which has tombstones dating back to the early 1800s. Furthermore, it also houses a potter's field section where the indigent population were buried dating back to the Great Depression. The primary data collection methods used for the assessment of Keno includes community surveys, which had a 38% return rate, key community informant interviews, focus group discussions with Keno residents, as well as personal observations during the 6-week data collection window. According to the U.S. Census Bureau, Keno's population is about 3,100 people, with a senior population of about 33%. Keno has been described by one resident as a grain community. The Census Bureau data also reflects a median income of $53,491. However, the median income doesn't seem to accurately reflect the vast disparities between the lowest and highest income within Keno. Keno is a rural community with many dispersed clusters of homes and is situated at the base of Hammaker and Chase Mountains. It saddles the Klamath River at the Keno Dam. Much of Keno is wooded with ponderosa pine, Douglas fir, cedar, and juniper. A resident said, "We moved to Keno for the rural community and privacy." Many of the residents that we spoke to have lived in this community less than 10 years, and many of them were retirees from other areas. Keno's residents are a far distance from their neighbors, and given their age, at times alone, without familial support and transportation, which makes access to health care a challenge for some. Glover Creek Road, Keno Warden Road, and Highway 66 are the main roadways leading to Keno. The combination of different routes in and out of Keno, as well as the vast spread of the neighborhood communities, allow residents and visitors to reach their destinations in Keno without traveling through the business portion of town itself. Keno is also an unincorporated community, which leaves the residents without a clear governmental voice. This combination has made accessing community information more difficult for the residents. When we surveyed one resident about the departure of the only restaurant in Keno, they said, "I guess the Keno Grill moved to town. I didn't even know that there was a Keno Grill in Keno." The current resources offered in Keno are a small grocery store, an elementary school that the community has reported to be very satisfied with, Sportsman's Park, churches, access to fitness equipment, a food bank recipient pickup location, a library, an auto repair shop, and a Saturday farmers market with a community greenhouse which allows community members to buy and grow fresh produce. The Keno area offers plenty of recreational attractions such as Topsy Campground and Klamath River Canyon with Class 4 and 5 rapids. Keno's gas station is a spot where residents and travelers through the area stop and get their fuel. A patron at the station stated, "When we are heading towards Keno, we stop for gas at the Keno station. They can meet or beat a lot of prices in town." According to the residents of Keno, there are many advantages to living in this beautiful rural community. Many individuals describe the beauty of the river, wooded atmosphere, and wildlife as an advantage. Furthermore, one resident described their home as their little mountain retreat. Residents told us how safe they felt in the community and about the support they felt provided to them by their neighbors. Residents deemed the local churches, fire department, and the Keno Library, which hosts weekly story and craft events in addition to internet access to the community, as advantages. Keno residents also felt that Keno was a great place to raise children for the safety and outdoor feel of the community. A surveyed resident did express need when they said, "Public transportation, the improvement of health care, and better access to it is what really can benefit my family right now." Many of the residents said they enjoyed accessibility of outdoor activities such as hiking, horseback riding, bicycling, motorcycling, camping, fishing, and hunting. Sportsman's Park is one of the jewels in this community which attract visitors to Keno that enjoy outdoor sports competition. However, one teen's comment was that the motocross races used to happen all of the time. Now they are down to about 2 a year. Most of the resident teens we interviewed expressed their concern about the lack of activities in Keno for this age group. Medical-related concerns voiced by the residents of Keno included access to medical care, specialized services, and quality of care within Klamath Falls. According to some community members, it is preferred to travel out of Klamath County to access general medical and specialized care. A survey's resident said, "Although our access to specialized health care is good, I hope someday to not have to go to Medford. The local care for general medicine can be a mixed bag. We've been lucky with our health care." Lack of employment opportunities within Klamath County was continually addressed. An example told by a resident was the challenge of being hired, competing with 54 other applicants for a slightly above minimum wage part-time position. Furthermore, it was mentioned that aging youth had to move out of Keno in order to find a lucrative job. Another reoccurring major concern was a lack of activities for youth in Keno. A Keno resident explained that due to the lack of activities and closing off access to Bureau of Land Management and Weyerhaeuser roads has contributed to increased risky behaviors. Although the youth do face challenges living in Keno, many of them still enjoy their community and find ways to have fun. Thank you to all the residents of Keno who welcomed us into their community and set aside time to speak with us. Those of you we spoke with were extremely inviting and friendly, which contributed to a pleasurable experience learning about Keno. We sincerely appreciate your sharing of thoughts, ideas, perspectives, and personal stories. A special thank you to the Keno Library for allowing us regular use of the facility and for the kindness observed.